Welcome in to Tuddy Talk. It is week 13, and well, I'm back on the losing side.
Yeah.
It's not where I want to be. Unfortunately, I had to give Tommy a win. It was because of the kindness of my own heart.
It seems like the easiest games are the hardest ones for you.
It is. Brittany, Tommy, Eric. I lose to the worst teams, which should give you nightmares, Chris. You too, Tatani. I'm coming up. Don't worry. I've prepared, and my team, we have talked about this in the locker room. We're ready.
Much needed win for me this week.
Yeah.
Scraped by Eric. Scraped by.
Just barely.
I'm still in the hunt, baby. You're going to have to claw this championship from my dead, cold hands.
I needed that too, because if Eric got a win this last week,
he clinched.
Playoffs, they were out of hand.
Yep.
Speaking of clinch, though, I want to congratulate all of the top 5 teams. I don't know if this has happened before. We didn't have a team clinch until week 12 after a win by all of them. Or maybe. I don't know.
No, they all did not win.
They didn't win because they played each other.
Right.
Let's see. Apple, Tatani, Chris, Nate, and Sammy and Zach. All 5 of you guys now have that little asterisk. That means you are in the playoffs. Congratulations.
The bottom half of the league cannot get more than 7 wins unless Eric goes on a 2-game winning streak these last 2 weeks. So you guys are officially clinched in the playoffs.
Congrats. The 6th seed is where the fun is. Just like Tatani said, I know I was going after him, but Tatani was right. The 6th seed is going to be a circus.
It's a bloodbath.
Oh, man. It is between Eric, me, Tommy, and you, Gifford.
Yeah.
4 people, 1 seed.
This is playoff time, baby. This is what we love about this game.
At the moment, Eric does have the advantage, being 6 and 6.
Not for long.
But I mean, the 4 of us. Oh, and Scott. I didn't even mention Scott. But let's be honest, I kind of write him off. Because all 4 of us, me, Tommy, Gifford, and Scott, are all 5 and 7 compared to Eric's 6 and 6. However, I am leading Eric in points. So if I can get this win and he loses, all is right in the world. I'm back in the playoffs.
Let's just make things straight here. All 4 of us have to win out. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We have to win out. And it's big time. This is what we live for, you know?
It's scary, though.
The playoffs,
so scary.
Playoffs before the playoffs.
Oh, man.
Pride. It's everything.
It is. Pride over friendships.
Absolutely.
That's what I say.
We can always mend those, but pride is...
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go over Week 12's competition. That was Overachiever, the team with the highest amount over their projection. And Brittany, you came this close. You had a fantastic week.
I almost called it.
It was so good. Brittany, but you didn't get it, though.
Not quite. Nate, with a second half performance, Monday Night Football, during that shitty game, pulled off the win and got this week's bonus. Congrats, Nate the Great.
Yep. He went over 49 points over his projection. 49 points over.
And he stole the win from Apple, just took it right underneath him.
Brittany had about 44 points over.
Yes.
Which is still wild.
Breakout game from Brittany this week.
It came a little bit too late, though. Unfortunately. And now half your team is on bye.
If Kyron had stayed healthy, I think it would have been a different story for her season, unfortunately.
100%. That's why I did the trade. He would have been a winner. You would have been... I don't even...
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
It's just... It's been a brutal year. And of course, it has to be the year that you agree to get a tattoo.
Right.
Anyway, week 13 this week is going to be Best Loser. And that goes to the best loser.
And it can't be one of us because it's
because we're winners this week.
We're winners.
We are not losing.
We are not.
Because we have to win.
We have to.
If we don't,
it's consolation bracket time, and
I might quit.
It's time to eat our words.
I don't want to do that, but somebody has to do it. So yeah, best loser, highest scoring losing team. I don't want to say good luck because nobody ever wants to win this one,
Right.
but it's nice after a loss.
I don't want to bring this up. This is just a friendly reminder. If Devyn does not win out here, this will be Mark 3 straight years in a row outside the playoffs, and that is just unbelievable.
Is it 3 in a row?
It's been 2 years in a row already.
Has it really?
It has.
Oh my god! I thought it was just last year.
We had the drunk draft, and then we had last year where you barely missed it.
Did I not make the playoffs, drunk draft?
No, you did not. You had a terrible year, drunk draft.
I don't recall. I'll have to fact check that. Clearly, that entire year was just bonkers. Anyway, that's all I have to say about our week and the competition. We're going to move right into power rankings.
Here we go.
A little bit of a shift at the bottom of the power rankings this week.
And at the top.
Yeah, and at the top. Obviously, we have the top 5 that clinch, so we're not messing with them
Right.
too much. At number 12, we decided to put Scott. Scott, your team has been disappointing week after week since the beginning. And honestly, I just kind of wanted to give Brittany a little win here with her 135-point game.
Yeah, she deserves it.
Yeah.
The nicest thing I could say about your team is that Najee and Nico did play pretty decently.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, Justin Herbert is banged up. His team is failing him, and that is not a great sign this last playoff push.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's time to wrap up Devontae Adams as being a top wide receiver, at least this year. Yeah. It is not his fault, but it's just time to wrap it up. And Puka is kind of 50-50 on a weekly basis. So, yeah, Scott, it's just not in your favor, bro. The schedule is not in your favor. You have a hard week this week. So, yeah.
Does he have a hard week? He's going up against Paris.
Oh, I was talking about his players.
Oh, yeah, no. His players they're all facing some pretty tough challenges this week.
Right.
Cleveland with Puka, New England with Herbert. Christian Watson gets KC, so that's all right.
Just some tough defenses. Nico against Denver. So,
yeah.
It's a little bit of a tough switch, but yeah, man, it's uphill battle for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, you really covered it all. Devontae hasn't been amazing. Puka has slowed down tremendously. Nico, I mean, he did really well last week. I'm glad. Najee, like you said, he bounced back. That's good to see.
And Herbert is banged up.
1 yard away from 100 yards for Najee. That would have bumped you up even more.
Yep.
I don't know if it would have gotten you the win, but there it is. At number 11, we mentioned that we kind of mixed it up, but we didn't mix it up too hard because this is still Brittany. Brittany, you are still all the way down at 11.
How about that boy, Kyron?
Kyron. I mean, you like him so much that you added the rest of the Rams players.
Is Kyron Williams gonna be the Cam Akers the next year? Is he a trap?
I don't think so.
You don't
I
think
like I like Kyron.
I like Kyron too. How about Jordan Love? Man, just ate up the Lions.
He performed.
He
saved me in the Guillotine League too. I'm happy to say.
Fun fact about Jordan Love: I saw the stat on social media the other day. He has the same amount of passing yards, touchdowns, and turnovers as Aaron Rodgers in his first 10 starts as a starter. So
if he turns into Aaron Rodgers, it's over. I'm done. But yeah, like I mentioned, you have the rest of the Rams offense. You have Royce Freeman. I would look into getting another running back. And then Tyler Higbee.
You're basically the Rams and the Vikings at this point.
Yeah. You're the Vikings.
The Vikings.
Ruh-roh raggy. Jesus Christ. Corny ass. But yeah, like you said, you have a lot of Vikings, and they're all on bye.
Yes.
Addison, Madison, and Osborne. You also have Cole Kmet, who's on bye, so they're not much help.
You do have...
and your kicker, JT.
Oof, that is rough. Mm-hmm. Oh, that is not good.
Got to make some decisions this week.
Yes. Number 10.
Oh, I do want to, before we move on, mention Chris Olave. He has been really good in the last 2 games that he's played.
He did get hurt last game.
Is he? Oh, yeah, he's questionable now. Concussion.
Should be okay for this week, but
You
never
hope
know.
so. A lot of concussions this year. They've kept him out a week.
Yep.
So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, 114 yards on 7 receptions in this last game. Good for him. All right. At number 10, we have Harris.
Harry.
Harris like France. Oh, did I mention their names? Scott, still Dobble, and Brittany, still HTGF.
Well,
Happy Thanksgiving, friends.
We're expecting them to change their names this week.
I mean, I still haven't changed my name. We're waiting on that. I think I'll wait until closer to Thursday.
Sure.
Not because I haven't thought of one, obviously. Anyway, up next, Paris. Harris like France.
We're sticking you at number 10. A noble showing this past week, 113 points scored. You have... I'll give you respect, Paris. You made some good trades. I like your starting lineup. From the beginning of the season to now, it's way more formidable than it used to be. Adding Scary Terry and Debo is a big boost to your offense. Gigantic boost. And Monty, that is something that you desperately need these last couple games. And, yeah, I think you've really improved. Mahomes woke up finally.
Mm-hmm. For me, I think Monty's the biggest surprise of the year, like, overall.
I disagree.
I mean, we knew that he would come in, he would get his little rushing touchdowns and everything. I did not think that it would be Jamal Williams level. I didn't think he would make it up there.
I'm gonna go surprise of the year's going to Raheem Mostert.
Raheem is up there too.
Nobody expected Raheem Mostert to perform like that.
No, what is he, like 38? Fucking
After ACL surgeries, right? He's had a couple knee issues, so
yeah. That's a good one. I like that too. I think later on this year sometime we'll go over our surprises
and disappointments.
Yeah. Maybe after the season we'll put out some bonus episodes.
Yeah, because I got a big disappointment on my team. He's starting to wake up a little bit, but
well, yeah.
You guys know who that is.
Anyway, I mean these feel like they get shorter and shorter. Because we've said everything that there is to say.
Right.
Up next, number 9, we have Matt Gifford.
It's me.
The Stroud family.
So hurting a little bit this week. Likely is out. My tight end faults continue. Mm-hmm. Kenneth is most likely going to sit out this week.
He's still a DMP, and he plays on Thursday. So
yeah, even if he did play, we are facing the most brutal schedule in the whole NFL these next 4 weeks. So
2 Thursday games in a row.
Right. Gabe is on bye. Odell is on bye. I'm losing options here, guys.
You just lost your tight end. Now you're losing your tight end again.
Yeah, but it could be worse. It could be worse. So I'm very confident this week, and I'm gonna win because I need to. It's just business.
You do have
personal.
to. And luckily, you get Sammy and Zach while they have a few buys on their team.
Yeah, Stephon and Jacoby.
Yeah, we'll go over that when we get to them. Do you have anything else to add to your team? I mean, like I said, we've said a lot.
No, I just throughout the year I've talked myself into thinking my team is better than what it actually was. And these 2 weeks, they're gonna have to play like they're better than what they actually are.
Out of their mind, they've got to.
Yes.
Pollard has to continue, but he's playing the Seahawks, so
yes, at home.
Unfortunately, he probably will continue to do really well. At number 8? At number 8, we have me. Yours
right beside
truly,
each other.
Devyn. I am here. Unfortunately, the name didn't pan out. Tank's giving me the win. He didn't.
Tank's tried to give you the win.
Tank tried his hardest because that's what the boy does.
Yes.
He keeps going. 15, 26, 14. Oh, and 28 in week 9.
But Monday night was a stinker for good old commish here. Yeah. Lamar did not play well. Eckler did not play well.
No. Eckler's been kind of disappointing recently. And it's tough to say.
Yes.
He hasn't gotten more than 7 points the last couple weeks. But I can't sit him because as soon as I sit him, he's going to pull Bijan Robinson and put up 30 points.
Which you did sit.
I did. That's what I'm saying. That's going off on my bench. And it's ridiculous.
Amon-Ra is my AJ Brown, your Saint Brown.
I don't know. St. Brown has been nice. I like St. Brown. Every week he performs.
Every
so.
week.
Look at that. Just beautiful.
Unbelievable.
I love him. I'm really happy with that pick. So yeah, my receivers have been really good. Tank and St. Brown. Unfortunately, Kirk, I talked myself into sitting Bijan and playing Kirk.
I even sat Devontae. Devontae would
Yeah,
have been
he
a big
got
difference.
20-something points too.
Yep.
Because Trevor Lawrence was on the opposing team, I thought too hard, and I played myself.
You pulled a Chris.
I did.
I remember when Chris tried to play Josh Kelly against you, and
Yep.
it did not work. So, yep.
It's tough out here. And, I mean, the Jets are on bye, but what
The
did they give
Giants.
me? Yeah, or the Giants. New York is on bye, and it doesn't really matter. I have Lamar. I have to scour the waiver wire. I did get lucky. Somebody just dropped Brock Purdy, so I guess I think I know who I'm getting.
Yeah, it was. I just don't need two quarterbacks. I need to open up some room for another wide receiver, another flex player, or a running back. So, yeah, I just need to open up some space.
You're gonna lay out your whole plan right there.
Yeah.
No,
It doesn't fucking matter. You guys fucking hoard players the whole year anyways, hoarding Derek Carr and Russell Wilson, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
All right. Anyway.
Sorry for the aggression there.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Last week we kind of got a little more aggressive than we usually do.
Because it was really win or go home.
It was, but everybody that I needed to lose lost, so we're good.
You're welcome.
Up next at 7, we have Eric.
Eric.
And, well, what is there to say about Eric?
I beat him.
Yeah, that's what there is to say. Because I needed him to lose. He still hasn't changed his name. He still let them come, so.
Thank God Gus Edwards did not start. Keen Mitchell was officially the head of the backfield. If Gus Edwards started, I probably would have lost. Thankfully.
I don't know why they did that.
Because Keen Mitchell's nice.
But Gus Edwards has been nice too. He's 20, 28, 17, 9, 20.
He's a red zone merchant.
Maybe that's what it is.
But I was very fortunate. Chase didn't have the biggest breakout game. Waddle scared me for a little bit. He has solid running backs. Cook and Ford.
They're fine.
They're fine.
Cook is serviceable. He's a running back too. Ford though, he's whatever.
Yeah,
it's Chubb's job still, even after eviscerating his knee.
I was really getting mad the Packer Lions games because Jared Goff was having a horrendous game. 3 fumbles. Couldn't do anything all game, and then he drove them the last drive to get an extra touchdown, and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
That's what he does. He's been garbage time Goff this year.
Yep, so you almost pulled one out, but I just snuck one in there. I gave him a little likely win there at the end.
Yep, you ended up beating Goff.
Yes.
CJ Stroud really put you over the top.
There's a couple things that could have happened too. There was controversy in the Bills-Eagles game. In overtime, AJ caught the ball, and they said it was a fumble. Thank God they called it incomplete pass, because
that would have made it a lot closer.
That would have made it a lot closer than it should have been.
109 to 113.
Pollard, I really needed that, Tony.
Yeah.
And
Thanksgiving was a mess.
It was a mess
for so many teams, but then the winning teams just fucking knocked it out of the park.
I really like my pickup in Reed. I think he honestly is going to be one of the bigger rookie breakouts from the season, and I continue to be. I hope he continues to be productive.
And he gets a challenge again against red defenses. He's been a little suspect, but against green he produces.
Yep.
Do you think he's going to overtake Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs?
I think I think him and Dobbs are kind of on the same level.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck Christian Watson is on, because he was cold for a month straight. So yeah. I'm honestly not too worried about Christian Watson at this point.
No. I think overall the Green Bay Packers have a decent young receiving corps. So
yes, they do.
They've got to be happy with that.
Yep.
Next up, after Eric, we have Tommy in the 6th slot. I had to give you the win this week. I hope you understand. Will not happen again. because you will be out of the playoffs.
I don't know if that was a wise move, Kamish. I think you could have used that win.
I could have used it, but being the man that I am,
Wow.
the generosity just pours out of
And
me.
you just love to overcome the adversity.
Yes,
You like to just pour it on yourself.
I thrive in it.
Right.
That's
You like
that's
to
how
throw
it goes.
yourself into the fire.
I do.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, tell me. Let's go over your team now. You just lost your kicker. He got waived by the Texans. Damian Amendola. Matt Amendola just got waived by the Texans
Because he missed the game-winning kick.
He missed 2 field goals in that game.
Fuck him.
They would have won.
But it's okay. Young Ho's
back.
back.
Yep. Youngway's there. He went perfect in the win. Unfortunately, only like 7 points, but that's all right. So that should be no problem. This week, do you have any on bye? No. You're good.
Trevor has started to pick it up the last 2 weeks.
Trevor, man. He just kept on getting points.
Yeah.
And none of them were going to Kirk.
No.
I was on the verge
And you know who they
deleting
went,
Instagram.
And you know who they went to? If Gabe didn't have a breakout game, who they went to? Calvin Ridley. Thanks, buddy. Oh, yeah. I just love it when he does that on another team. Yes.
I mean, you mentioned it. If you get rid of a player, pick him up.
I said it in the group chat, so please, he's picking up Brock Purdy. Guys, please pick them up. I'm giving a holiday spirit cheer. So, yeah.
Travis Kelce, his normal thing, above 10 points.
He's
You're good.
Taylor Swift's boyfriend, so.
Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon had a rough week last week, but
he's going to be rough the rest of the year with a backup. They're expecting them to be more run heavy. So, I mean, you're going to force Jake Browning to throw.
Right. Drake London kind of went kind of soft since his week 6, 5.
He was in double
4.
digits.
Yeah, I don't know. He's pretty mid, wide receiver 3 kind of material.
I can't really blame him with the quarterbacks.
No. I'm not blaming him at all. Like Pitts has a good week every once in a while. Like he should be breaking out every week.
Right.
London, Pitts, and Bijan are 3 of, the most hyped players coming out of the draft.
And who's leading the NFC South right now?
The Falcons. I called that beginning of the year. I said Falcons are going to win the NFC South, and it's looking like that. So call me Nostradamus if you want.
Michael Pittman, dog.
Michael Pittman kept on getting these wide open fucking passes, and it just pissed me off. He's been really consistent lately since week 6.
Say fuck Tampa Bay.
Fuck Tampa Bay. What's there to say? He has not dropped under 10 since week 5 when he scored 7.7.
Where was that for you last year, Apple?
Well, it doesn't matter because he's not there anymore.
He's not there anymore.
Also, Apple's having a good year.
Apple's off to better things.
Yeah, he's off to better
He has the
pastures.
white hope.
That I would much rather have CMC than Michael Pittman.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Up next, at number 5, we have Sammy Genius Team and Zach 2. Now, this one, you guys have 2 people on bye. You have Stephon Diggs, Jacoby Myers, which you mentioned earlier. That's going to be a significant hit.
And you have no wide receivers on your bench outside of
Kadarius
Toney.
You gonna put Kadarius in there?
I hope you do.
Yeah, go ahead. It'll probably work out in your favor because that's what happens when you need it.
Right?
Let's see who's out there on the wire. Elijah Moore, Zay Jones. He's been all right. I keep hearing his name.
Yeah.
Hasn't he?
Yeah.
No, he has not. Apparently, I just listened to the games when he gets a catch.
Yeah.
Elijah Moore's not great.
Elijah Moore's dealing with a third-string quarterback because the backup got hurt.
Jameson Williams,
he's boomer bust.
Yeah.
So, good luck trying to get 2 more receivers this week, guys.
It's not looking great for that, but you can afford a loss. Doesn't really matter.
You could just give me the win. Just sit everybody. You guys don't have to play anybody this week. Just don't put up a fight.
I would like for you to win because I need all of the help that I can get.
Yeah.
But it's not looking great. Pacheco has looked nice. Raheem, breakout of the year.
Let's be real here. Raheem could keep you in the fucking week if he does a 35-point explosion.
He got 21 last week. And
he's just ridiculous, bro.
It's been crazy. 41 against Denver. when they had that 70-20.
It was fucking stupid. Fucking Tua and his checkdowns.
Raheem's just been nice this year. Dalton Schultz has been all right.
He had
and
a
he gets
shitty last
super
game.
easy one. Did he? Oh, well,
Oh,
real shitty. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
CJ
he's
wasn't
been
looking
good.
at him at all.
No, because he looks at Dell.
And he'll continue not to look at him.
Tank
because
Dell had a 50-yard reception.
It
that
got
was
called back.
because of a flag.
Yeah.
I was pissed.
I was pissed too.
Oh man, but that would have just made it more disappointing because I would have lost by fewer points.
Laporta is still solid on a
Laporta.
week-by-week basis. He scored again this week, so...
Yeah, 15 this last week. 5 and 6. You're not too happy about, but 2 tight ends. You're playing 2 tight ends.
And you got 3 quarterbacks, so yeah, figure that out. 4 quarterbacks.
What a weird roster construction.
Yeah, I wonder who set that up.
That was my question. I said it last week, but
Whose team is it?
whose team is this? Sammy or Zach? Who's controlling
Kobe
it?
and Shaq. Who is it?
It's obviously Scottie Pippen's.
Right.
All right. Anyway, at number 4,
We got Big Chris.
Big Wall Street Chris. Changed his name to Fun While It Lasted. And I completely understand because this team has kind of fallen apart. Is that too much to say?
Cooper Cup
Cooper Cup
might be done.
Yeah. He's been kind of washed the last couple weeks.
Terribly washed.
Hasn't scored over, let's say, 6 points
6 weeks.
since week 6.
Um,
He had 2 really good weeks this year and hasn't done anything. How's that for a third rounder?
Crazy. And he was hurt. I also want to say, even though Josh Jacobs did outperform him this week, I still think in the long run, Saquon Barkley was the better choice. Keenan Allen is a bright spot on your team. I think he had like 15 targets.
Oh, yeah.
He had a
Keenan Allen.
ridiculous amount of targets last game.
Jeez.
Let's look at his targets.
Targets, he got 14.
Yeah, 14.
11, 10, then 14.
And he caught all 14 targets.
Insane.
He is...
Keenan is a monster, and we shouldn't have doubted him this year.
He's always one of the more forgotten wide receivers in the
Golly.
league.
I remember I had him like 5 years ago, and I was always hyped on him.
Yeah.
And then I just never got him again.
But we're going back to matchups. Tough matchups this week. DK playing Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that's going
Cut
to go.
versus Cleveland. Jalen versus San Francisco.
And DeAndre.
Yeah. And DeAndre against San Francisco. That's going to be tough.
That's some tough matchups, man.
It gives me a little ray of hope. And that's all I can hope for. It's what I need.
It's what you
And
need on these cloudy winter days, these cold
It is.
winter days.
I mean, we should mention it. We started this recording at 4:30, and it's already pitch black outside.
Yep.
It's very sad, actually. I'm kind of sad about it. Anyway, Josh Jacobs on bye this week. You do not have any backup running backs.
You do not.
It's looking tough. Just like Sammy and Zach don't have any wide receivers, you don't have any running backs. Let's look at some out here.
Are you going for Kenny Gainwell? Are you doing the Philly stack?
Yeah, Philly stack. Or you got Miles
or the
bum-ass Sanders.
Who went 15 for 28 this past
15 for 28. 2.8 points. And then 5, then 2, then 7. Like, he was garbage this year.
If you get Gainwell or Miles Sanders, that's going to be the triple Philly deck because Miles Sanders is an Eagle.
From last year, yeah.
But
I called I don't want to say it, but I called it. Miles Sanders.
nobody
Garbage.
thought he was going to be good.
So many people did.
I didn't.
Yeah, back when he scored that 14-point game, week 3 against Seattle.
Yeah, the worst running defense in the
Yeah, that's why he did it, because it's the Seahawks. Other than that, though, you got Zach Moss, who, I mean, now with JT out for a little bit,
Right, who knows?
he could be that guy.
Yep.
Samaji,
Samaje scored a touchdown.
yeah, he's been all right past couple weeks. There's a couple options, but really, they're not great.
No.
You got to make your choice. You could go back to your favorite Rico Dowdle and get him
Right.
and put all your faith in him. Yeah, there's not really much else to say.
Yep.
I
The
don't
cracks
expect you to win.
are opening up.
They are, and I'm happy about it because I need this. Fun while it lasted. Chris, you are number 4.
Number 3 is going to be Tatani. Went down 2 slots.
That's,
Tatani, you got the win. But that's about what you got this week.
that's all.
The one positive thing I can say about your team is I can probably proudly say it now, is that Dak and CD is probably the number one stack in the league.
Now, for the past, 3 weeks?
Bro, it's been longer than 3 weeks.
Fuck, why does it feel like it's only
1,
been
2,
weeks?
3, 4, 5,
Damn.
6 weeks.
Dak has been nice. And you were, I keep bringing it up, but you were giving him away.
You were giving CD away like a bag of chips.
Yeah.
And I should have took that bag of chips and ate it.
He's had 2 over 35-point games in the past 5 weeks.
Yeah. But that's the best stack in the league, hands down. Jameer is RB1. Rashad White is RB1.
On their teams, yeah.
You know, like, it is what it is.
A little bit of a slowdown. Jameer gets the Saints this week. But Rashad gets Carolina. So that's easy matchup.
And then you got Downs and Brandon Ayuk. As solid of a starting lineup as we're going to get in this league.
Saquon, unfortunately, is on bye. But, I mean, like we just said, your whole team is just fine.
Right.
At flex, though, you have Josh Downs right now. Do you think he's going to switch that out? He has Thielen, James Conner, Demario Douglas.
I don't think he's going to play Thielen after the game last week.
Thielen has slowed down significantly.
Yes.
I'm just going to take a look real quick.
0.7.
Oh, 0.7, then 11, then 7, 5, and 11 again. After the bye, he just hasn't been what he was the first half of the league, or first half this year.
No.
James Conner, since returning from his injury,
has been
incredibly mid. Unfortunately,
thank God I didn't make that trade.
His good weeks were 1, 2, and 3.
The weeks you had him.
The weeks I had him, and then he sat in my IR for a while.
Yeah.
Before getting off of it. I'm happy with the trade. What can I say?
Okay.
All right. Number 3 is Tatani, who is what the fuck?
It's Apple.
No, 3 Tatani. I just said number 3 is Tatani.
Number 3. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that was what the fuck. At number 2, we decided to put Apple. This isn't fun. And the name is alluding to his loss.
Is he throwing a little fit because he's getting some losses on his
because he no longer has that sandwich.
No.
And that's what he's been thriving on this year.
Yeah.
After scoring 146, though, we couldn't drop you any lower.
No, we couldn't.
This week looks pretty tough looking at it. You have a lot of red matchups. You do not have a tight end, as Dalton Kincaid is on bye. And, I mean, Greg Dulcich has been hurt for a while, so it doesn't really matter. But, yeah, you need a tight end now. Too bad the trade deadline's over.
But, yeah, all red. But, you know, at this point, CMC is matchup proof. And everybody else should do fine. Mike Evans scores almost every week.
Mike Evans has been nice.
Which is
so is Kamara. Fuck.
I thought he was washed, bro.
Really?
I had him. Did I have him last year? No.
What is he, like 26? 25?
No, he was just off.
He felt off last year. That's for sure.
He got suspended. So
I was staying away from him, frankly.
Because they signed Jamal.
Yeah.
So I thought they were moving on from him.
I thought Jamal would be a lot more valuable.
But then again, an 8th round pick.
Bad take.
That's our fault.
Bad take from
our fault.
Yep. And then Ramondre has been nice too.
Picking it up.
I've liked him too. Garrett Wilson. What else is there to say? We've brought it up many a time.
Would be a top 5 receiver in this league if he had a quarterback.
So sad. Unfortunately, last week he did have that fumble and gave you minus 0.1 points. So
yes.
Didn't even finish positive. Like we've done for the past couple teams, I will look at the tight ends for you. Chiggy, he's out there. Tennessee's tight end. How has he been? Let's see. Bad. Gerald Everett. How has he been? Oh, week 12, he got 12 points. He was hurt before that, but this week going up against New England, who has a solid defense.
Yep.
Pretty okay.
Conklin.
Conklin, he's been nice somewhat. I mean, about as mid as you get as a tight end. But 2 and then 5 the past couple weeks. This week he gets Atlanta though, so it might be leaning there.
Here we go.
Kylan Granson.
Yeah.
I haven't even heard of this man. Doesn't matter.
There's a reason why you never heard of him.
Because he's garbage. Tucker Kraft. Another guy.
Ooh!
Tucker Kraft. Look at that guy.
Kraft mac and cheese?
It looks like it. He did decent last week against Detroit. But this week he gets Kansas City, who has a tough defense against tight ends. Tanner Hudson. I don't know these guys. I haven't heard of these guys. Who the fuck? I do know Juwan Johnson though, so you have a chance there. Point is,
that crazy Jawan and Alvin stack is
yeah, tight ends are tough, but your team is still just fine.
just fine.
How are they're only projected for 86? Oh, you don't have a kicker and you don't have a tight end. That's why. All right, who do you get this week?
He gets Chris, I think.
Apple? No, because I get Chris. Tatani, another top 4 matchup.
Clash.
It's gonna be tough.
Apple, I think around 3 or 4, he told me he was hoping to go 14-2. That's not gonna happen, buddy.
Mm-mm.
Oh no, it's 12-2. Yeah,
Right.
12-2. He was trying to go for my record last year, and
He had a good start.
he had a great start,
Yeah.
and just fell off.
Yeah. At number 1, that leaves one team left.
Mr. 161.
Fuck, hey man, he just doesn't stop. It looked like you weren't even gonna score 120.
Nathaniel Mitchell.
I don't know what his full name is. It's just Nate. It's Nate. I'm not gonna speculate. Also does not have a tight end. Interesting.
Crimea River. Best running back core in the league. Scott, it went from you to Nate. Unfortunately.
Jalen Warren, Derrick Henry, Brian Robinson. JT is now out for the next couple weeks with a thumb surgery.
But it doesn't matter. He's got Sharby starting. He's got Deontay Foreman. So I mean, he's got options.
It doesn't matter.
Wide receiver core up there with the best in the league. DJ Moore, Tyreek,
Calvin Ridley now. Turning it on.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, good job, Calvin.
Someone should bet on him.
I know, right?
It's been really good.
Someone should be more patient with him, right?
You should have.
Yeah,
but you didn't.
Yeah,
and that's your own fault.
It's okay.
He does have a tougher playoff schedule though, so we'll see.
Yep.
We will see.
And Russ,
man. It's good to see him back.
Not really a great fantasy quarterback, but
he never has been.
For all the doubters and naysayers saying he was washed, I'm so glad to see him doing a lot better this year.
Me too.
Best touchdown interception ratio in the league currently.
That's the Russ we know. Efficiency.
He's showing that he can still lead a team to the playoffs.
Yeah. It just took them a lot longer than it should have.
But they're there.
5 in a row. They're doing really well. I'm proud of them. Congrats, Broncos.
They're riding. They're riding.
They are. So yeah, that's where we're at.
That concludes this week's power rankings.
12-1.
12-1.
All right. So we will go over our matchup predictions this week. Yes. Starting with Double versus Harris like France.
Close matchup.
It's very close. Just predicted right now. It's very close. Neither one of them have kickers, so they're going to have to do that.
Both projected in the 80s. Wow.
Yeah. Well, because Devontae's out right now. Not that he helped you much, Scott. Who else? Nobody else. Keaton Mitchell. So that's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't even playing Keaton Mitchell, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I got to go with Paris because I need Scott to lose.
That's hard.
So, Scott, I need you to lose. I need you to stay below me. And Paris, you're going to get the job done.
I think that Paris's team, their predictions are a little low. I think their predictions should be a little higher. Philadelphia's defense isn't great against wide receivers. Debo's only projected for 10. And I think that'll be higher. Singletary has been lighting it up. He's only projected for 8. Monty, only 10. I think Paris is going to get this done.
I think Singletary is projected a little lower because Pierce is officially back.
Yes, that's probably it.
Even though he's outplayed Pierce in every sense of the word, but that's just how it goes.
Unfortunately, I do think Paris is taking it. Up next, we have the Stroud family versus Sammy Genius Team and Zach 2. That is Gifford versus Sammy and Zach. In this one, I hope that you lose, but I don't think you're going to. It's a lot to overcome when both of your starting wide receivers are on bye, and that's exactly what's going on over there.
Yeah, there's just no other option, and I've said this all year. I have to win.
It's win or go home, and I think you're taking the win.
And Sammy, you're going to have to, like I said, you're going to have to kill me, because I'm like a zombie. I'm not going down. I'm still in this race, and I'm winning this week. It's gonna come down to week 14, and I'm gonna be right there.
I like the prediction.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, we have Let Them Come versus Young Hoes. And because he just beat me, and, well, because I need Eric to lose, I'm going to give Tommy the respect that he deserves. Tommy, I'm going with you.
And Tommy, I need you to win. I need you to win. We cannot have Eric win this.
No.
We cannot. It's a must-win situation for you, Tommy. Figuratively and literally.
It's win or go home for you as well. All three of us are in the same predicament.
Now show the fuck up, Tommy.
It's going to be tough. Tommy, I hope that you win.
Me too.
Up next, Happy Thanksgiving, friends, and need more big hawks.
This one's pretty simple.
Yeah, Nate, I think he's got it. He doesn't even need to find a tight end, and I think he will still win. Jesus.
Doesn't have a tight end.
No, he doesn't have a tight end.
Projected 27 more points.
Well, because Brittany's playing Tyler Higbee and Royce Freeman. Like, there's no... It's tough.
Oh, no.
Hopefully Curtis Samuel has another 20-point game.
Yeah.
But that's hard to predict because it's Curtis Samuel.
Love and Kyron going for 30 apiece again.
I hope so. You can't even rely on Justin Tucker to break you out of this
I know he missed a field goal.
Yeah, that was weird. So yeah, Nate, I'm going with Nate. Up next, This Isn't Fun versus What the Fuck.
Probably the most intriguing matchup this week.
Absolutely it is. Because, I mean, why are you guys so pessimistic? Both of you have some shitty names when you are in the top of the league.
They're drinking...
You're fine.
They're drinking that juice I had last year where I was just dominating, but I was still depressed. I was like, I'm going to lose. I'm going to go in the playoffs. And
I think what it is I'm in their heads.
wow.
I'm going to sneak into the playoffs, and I will defeat both of them.
Wow!
Going into the championship. And I think that's gotten into them, and they're scared. That's what's going on. Mark my words. So yeah, Apple, pick up a tight end and a kicker. Who do you think's going to win in this one? We haven't even touched on it.
I think Matt Apple goes on a 3-game losing streak.
It's very possible. I mean, yes, the Cowboys have a Thursday night game, but they have an entire week to recover.
And they're playing us.
Yeah. Fuck. I gotta go to Tani too. Finally, we have me versus Chris. Now, this one is a little interesting.
It is a little interesting.
Because we have a lot of buys and, well, kind of a lot. We have 2. Josh Jacobs and Lamar Jackson are both on bye. But I think, weirdly enough, that affects you more than it does me. Because I can find a quarterback. You can't find a running back.
I can't.
It's going to be tough sledding. I'm going to win. I've got this one this week.
Man, this is tough. So tough.
Fun while it lasted, Chris. You two are so pessimistic. Gotta get some chutzpah in the top 4. One of you guys needs to be the leader, the grab life by the nuts.
Oh, man.
Who are you gonna pick?
Man, I think Devyn edges this one out.
I do edge it.
Barely.
All right.
Just barely.
Absolutely. And I need it. Again, win or go home. Me, Gifford, Tommy, Eric, all of us.
Scott.
And Scott. I keep kidding it, man. But good luck to all of us. Unfortunately, we can't all win because some of us are playing each other.
Right.
So yeah, that's all I have. Do you have anything else to leave them with?
1 down, 2 to go. I'll see you in week 13. Sammy, you're next!
Goodbye.